Welcome to the Week 6 edition of the Fifth Down. I'm Travis Kozak.
I'm Shannon McGrattan. And since falling in Week 1, the Mio Thunderbolts have been on a roll, winning 4 straight games.
That's right. Offense has played a major role in that success, with the Bolts averaging nearly 50 points per contest during their current winning streak. And tonight they headed north looking to keep the streak alive. Rogers City hosting Mio and looking to put an end to the Bolts' winning streak, but Mio had different ideas. The Thunderbolts driving on their first possession of the game. Bryson Devers powers ahead on the ground, turning his legs and moving the pile for the first down. Then later in the drive, the Bolts go to the air. Brad Rhodes hooks up with Seth Tommy on the slant. Tommy races in for 6, and Mio goes up 6-zip early in the first. On the ensuing drive, Rogers City tries to get something going on offense. Quentin Kelly heaves it downfield, but Tommy showing off his hop, skying for the INT. And then the Mio offense goes back to work. Rhodes already showed off his arm this time. He makes a play with his feet, scrambling for a big chunk of yards. A few plays later, the Bolts stay on the ground to finish the drive. Devers goes up the gut for the score, pushing the lead to 12-0 Mio. Rogers City finally got on the board in the second half, but the Thunderbolts win for the 5th straight game, 31-6.
In other North Star League action, Atlanta hosting Hillman for its homecoming game. 5 minutes left in quarter 1. Seth Teets finding Jay Webster at the Huskies' 10-yard line. Atlanta trying its running game now. Josh Barrett easily running in. Touchdown Huskies. Still 6-0 now in the second. Dylan Ross intercepting for the Tigers. But after that, his team turning the ball over on downs, allowing Barrett to show off his speed for the second time this game, running over 30 yards for an Atlanta first down. And a little bit later, finishing what he started halfway through quarter number 2. Barrett putting Atlanta up 18-0 going into the first half. The Huskies easily taking this win 40-14, extending their winning streak to 3 games.
Now let's take a look at some of the other scores from around the area down south. The Alpena Tigers continue to roll, taking down Oscoda tonight 63-10. Nathan Fettis had a huge night for the Tigers, rushing for 220 yards and 3 scores, while also adding a receiving touchdown. With the win, Alcona improves to 6-0 on the season, and the Tigers clinch a spot in the playoffs for the 2nd straight year. Further south at Whittemore Prescott, the Cardinals put an end to their 2-game losing skid, taking out Tawas 26-14. Travis McDonald found the end zone on the ground twice for Whittemore, while racking up 214 yards rushing in the win.
In more North Star League action, Augrey Sims getting its first win of the season tonight at home against Hale. Brett Mazer finishing with 89 yards rushing on 12 carries and a score. 22-13 is the final down south. And in Ski Valley play, On-Away wins its 2nd game of the season, 25-0 tonight up in Pellston.
The Alpena Wildcats entered the night riding a 4-game losing skid, but the Cats seem to be moving in the right direction.
In Week 5, Alpena lost a close one on the road to Big North, leading Traverse City West, and the Wildcats were looking to build on that performance tonight. The Wildcats taking a break from their league schedule for a non-league match up in Cheboygan. The Chiefs getting this one going 3 minutes in. Luke Harrington connecting with Nathan Stemke, 7-zip Cheboygan after 1 quarter. Wildcats' Tyler Pintar trying to get something going, but his pass is picked off by Ben Pearson. And the next play, Cade MacArthur recovering the fumble for Alpena, giving the defense some much-needed rest. Completing the first down on the next play is Dylan Hose, putting Alpena inside the red zone for the first time. But after 2 strong drives by Pintar, Alpena turning the ball over on downs to end the half. In the second, the Chiefs with 21 plays in 13 minutes, allowing Alpena to get on the board in the last play of the game, but the Wildcats still fall 28-6 up north tonight.
In 8-man action, Posen welcoming Engadine to town tonight. We picked the action up in the second quarter. Posen up 12 and looking for more. Nick Hinska shows he is a man, refusing to go down and picking up the first down. Later in the drive, Posen looking like they might punt on 4th down, but Travis Sharp decides he'd rather go for it, and his fancy footwork leads to the first down. Eventually, the Vikings drive stalls, though. 4th down again. Sharp looking for Hinska, but the ball flies just out of his reach, and Posen turns the ball over on downs. On the ensuing Engadine drive, the Eagles cut into the deficit in a hurry. Forrest MacArthur hits Daniel Hartwig in stride. That makes it 20-16 Posen. The Vikings fumbled on the kickoff, giving the Eagles the ball right back, and on the very next play, Engadine doing it again. MacArthur and Hartwig part dose results in another TD, giving the Eagles a 24-20 halftime lead. And this one would eventually be called in the third quarter due to too many injuries. Posen falls to Engadine 36-20. And out west, Joburg looking for a win on homecoming. The Cardinals give the fans something to cheer about early as Ethan May makes some moves and then busts loose. He gone. That's one of his 2 scores on the night and puts Joburg up 6. But then the rain starts to fall and things get sloppy. Rudyard's Austin Trotter rolls out and fires one to wide open Zach Miro. He can't stay on his feet, forcing a Bulldog punt. Later, the rain really picks up, so the Cards do what anyone else would. Keep it on the ground. That works as they rumble all the way down to the 1-yard line. And then Joburg finishing things off easily with the QB keeper. That puts the Cards up 2 scores, and Johannesburg Lewiston keeps it going the rest of the way, getting a big win on homecoming, 36-14.